Okay, good afternoon to everyone. This is Daniel Luches from Dexma, and thanks for joining to our new webinar about Dexma Optimize, the latest product that has arrived to our Dexma's platform. And it's basically an automated energy management with artificial intelligence. So today, it's a very important day for you as an energy manager. It's an important day for Dexma, and it's as well an important day for the planet. Because with that product, we believe that we can disrupt what it's intended to be known today as the manual energy management. But you would see all of this into the next minute. So this is a webinar, very time box. We have around 30 minutes time, so we don't want to bother you into your day-to-day tasks. Together with me today, we will have Sofia Fernandez. Hi, Sofia, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. Very happy to be here.
Thanks so much. Sofia would talk about the market research that we are doing, so the problems that they are facing into their day-to-day with their end customers, and that's all. So we will explain why do you need Dexma Optimize. We will show a beautiful demo of the product, so how it works, and then of course how does it work, because we're talking about artificial intelligence, big data, and all of this needs to be explained very well. And then of course we'll end up with 10 minutes questions and answers. So in case that you have any question during the webinar, something that we are explaining that it's not clear, please use the box that you have into your GoToWebinar application, and we will review all of them at the end, okay? So let's start. Let's start by remembering our mission, right? So Dexma is a technology company. We develop software, and basically so our mission is to help you and your organizations to understand and optimize your energy usage, right? We believe that the future of the energy is digital, and we're building it, one building at a time. Actually, Dexma has grown a lot during the last 12 months due to the COVID and many other things. We are now currently serving around 4,000 organizations in 30 countries, right? We do work very close with 150 active partners that they deliver energy management to their end customers. And we basically provide our platform to very big corporations, to utilities, and to ESCOs, energy services companies. And note around that metric here that we're ingesting around 500,000 readings every 15 minutes. So that's gorgeous. I mean, there is a huge amount of data that it's getting sent to the cloud, and we need to do something to solve that problem, right? So how do we analyze all that data? And that's what it's optimized about. So let's explain a bit the energy intelligence journey with Dexma, right? So everything starts when you have certain awareness about energy efficiency. So you know the problems that we have with climate change. Your organization starts to think, hey, we should do something around that. We should be more competitive. We should save energy on our bill. Let's start moving, right? So let's take actions on climate change. Then the first step is Dexma Detect, where actually helps you to detect how much energy potential you have of savings and offers you specific recommendations so you can take action very, very quick. Then the next step is moving forward to analyze, where you deploy real-time sensors, or you just simply use your existing utility meter to send data to the cloud, okay? And those data is analyzed on Dexma Analyze, of course, that's why it has that name. And you can evaluate real-time savings, okay? So you put a new HVAC on your building, any retrofit that you execute, you can evaluate the savings with Dexma Analyze. But then it was missing something at the end, right? So we had to actually create the last product, the ultimate product to complete the energy intelligence journey. And that's Dexma Optimize, that it's a 24/7 automated and proactive AI-based energy management system. Okay, basically you get a lot of data, the artificial intelligence analyzes that data for you, and you just need to solve the anomalies that we are detecting. And at the end of the path, at the end of the journey, you simply increase your energy efficiency performance, reduce your bill, become more sustainable. So you become a better organization, better professional, and you produce a very positive impact to our planet. As simple as working with us, with this beautiful platform. So which are the challenges that we are seeing when we talk with you, the problems that you are telling us, hey, I have that problem, that one, this is a pain. So basically, we can summarize all of them in three. The first one is that you would like to reduce your energy bills. This is clear, okay? We have discovered that the energy management processes are not really automated. So there is a lot of human intervention there, manual. It's like handcraft product, right? So detecting savings and so on, it's not easy and it's not scalable. And then the statement that we get from any single customer that we interview is that, hey, I don't have time, right? I don't have really time in my day-to-day to analyze all the data that I am getting. Actually, Sophia, you did a very widespread customer interview, right, with more than 50 energy managers. And maybe could you share with us some of the insights that you got from them?
Yes, of course, Danny. So as you said, we did a survey to about 50 energy managers, okay? And the idea was to know a little bit better how they analyze the data on their daily jobs. And one of the most important outputs that we got that was very clear was that all of them said that they don't have enough time to analyze data every day. Well, of course, we could assume this much. So does this sound familiar to you? Does this also happen to you? I'm assuming that that is the case because from the survey's results, we saw that most energy managers will analyze their data mostly once per month, only once per month. Then the rest of it, they do it maybe every quarter, and some of them, they don't even do analysis at all of their data, okay? So it seems that nowadays, more and more data is coming from IoT, okay? More and more data every day, and it seems that we don't, can we really exploit this data to their potential? Are we using the most of it? We think it's not the case. So it seems like there is a paradox here in the IoT revolution. It seems like the more data you have, the less you can make of it, okay? It's a really interesting paradox. So imagine that you have a project of, let's say, 100 data points, okay? It's not a very big project, 100 data points. This means that you will get more than 3 million readings per year, okay? This is a lot of readings, and as you know, some projects can be a bit bigger than this. You have much bigger projects sometimes. So this is kind of mind-blowing, right, Danny?
Absolutely. So it's normal that energy managers or people, professionals that are really interested into change the planet and to take action on climate change cannot move forward because of the day-to-day task and this gorgeous amount of data. So it's just mind-blowing. So we were in a position that we were listening that feedback from you, and we had the responsibility to think on how we could solve that, right? And this is basically Dexma Optimize, right? So Dexma Optimize is an automated 24/7 AI, so based on artificial intelligence, energy management tool. So basically, remember this statement: all your data analyzed all the time. You don't have to worry anymore about not having the possibility, the human team in your organization to analyze all the data that you are paying for or that you're getting from your IoT sensors. This is part of the past with Dexma Optimize, right? So you can now, instead of focus on having to analyze the data, you can just focus on taking decisions. The system will automatically analyze the data, will create a list of anomalies every day, right? Every morning, every day at the morning, sorry, it will evaluate the anomalies for the last day, and you will get a list of all the anomalies available. So you just need to focus on, okay, what do we do with this? Is this an anomaly? Is it not? Can I assign this anomaly to that member of my team? Can I add a comment here so the next member, the next energy manager understands what's going on there? Can I collaborate with the end customer? So this is what we are solving with Optimize. All right, Sophia, and could you explain us what do you need to get Optimize working?
Well, yes, of course. So if you want to start using Optimize already, for starting, you just need the device, of course, with the active energy parameter, and you need it to have hourly readings. Okay. You will also need to have at least 3 months of historical data, but of course that if you can get 1 year of historical data, it's even better. The model will work even better. So you also need to assign the device in locations, as always, and that's it. That's how you need to start working Optimize. But if you want to have a little bit more of added value, you can assign an address to a location. This will allow you to have the holidays and also the weather information, which will improve your model, as Daniel will explain to you later in which way. And also, if you can, you should also assign a supply to the device, because this will allow you to see the cost associated with each anomaly and not only the consumption. It's also a bit of added value. And that's it, you can start working. So I think that, Danny, we are going to start with the demo time, right?
Sure, that's the best time of the whole webinar. So let's move out of the PowerPoint. So let's move to our platform and see, yeah, here it is, and see Dexma Optimize in action. For the ones that you have never seen the Dexma's platform, it's very easy to follow. You have different products here: detect, analyze, optimize, right? You have the main part to analyze your data. So now we are going to go to the optimize section, okay? And we are going to show you how to install it, how to enable the data points, and how to, let's say, work with the anomalies, right? So once you land on Dexma Optimize, you will see this landing page that basically explains everything that we are explaining today into this webinar. And you have a button here that says start your free trial. This is free because we are giving out 10 free optimized data points for all of you that have already an analyze account, right? So you can use these 10 free optimized data points across all your accounts, right? So you can enable 10 data points across all your accounts, right? So let's click now on start your free trial. Very easy. We are now activating Optimize in this account. It would take a while. So now we are, let's say, installing this product into your account. Perfect, here we are. And it says us that let's get you set up, because we have to start training the artificial intelligence. But it's really easy. So let's say that you don't really have to worry at all for that. We have prepared in a way that it's really easy to enable them. Basically, if you click into that button, then here you will see a list of devices that nowadays have active energy, right? Nowadays, Optimize works only for active energy. You will see in our roadmap that we will suddenly add more and more energy sources, but just to start detecting anomalies, we have focused on active energy. How do you configure, how do you enable the Optimize models? Very easy, you can select all the models, or you can even search here, right? So you could put industry, and then you can filter by device ID, by gateway, by parameter, whatever you want. Let's say that in that account, I have 11 data points, but I only have 10 optimized data points free left in my free trial. So I can even select all of them and enable, and then Dexma Optimize itself will just enable the first 10, and the last one will keep disabled. Okay, this is the status here. So you will see that later on we'll have all of this in green and so on. So you can click on enable, and you just need to configure that form to get all the artificial intelligence configured for all the data points. Very easy. You can do that with 10, with 100, with 1,000, with 10,000 data points, so depending on how big your project is, right? So basically here we are adding things like the cost threshold, right? So we are detecting anomalies. So we are allowing you in case, and we recommend you to configure the tariffs so you can get the cost of an anomaly, the impact of an anomaly. We can configure that, hey, don't tell me anomalies or don't report me anomalies that are lower than 40 euros big, plus minus, okay? Remember that an anomaly can be on top of the baseline or in above of the baseline, right? Then you can select the sensitivity from the AI model. So in case you just want to detect the higher anomalies, the more clear ones, you can switch to low, or in case that you want to detect everything that happens that it's a bit different from the expected consumption, you can click on high. This is the artificial intelligence model sensitivity. We will keep at medium for that demo, right? And then this is really nice because in order to speed up and to scale the configuration of your models, we have allowed you to check or uncheck two different variables that could correlate with your energy consumption, right? So you can click on local holidays checkbox and in heating and cooling degree days checkbox if you want to use those variables as a part of the training data set for the artificial intelligence model. As we have here, we have supermarkets and office buildings. I will keep it enabled, okay? Maybe for industries, it doesn't really belongs to that, but in that case, I will keep it enabled for everyone. Then you can exclude the training period, right? So now we are under this worldwide pandemic. So probably your sites would experience or had experienced some lockdown. So maybe you have retrieved, you have sent to the cloud data that it's not reliable to what it is today, right? So you can exclude a specific period of time. In that case, I would put, for instance, from the 15th of March 2020, it was more or less like the European lockdown, to the end of April, let's say, right? So I am telling the Dexma Optimize that when you are about to train the model, please exclude that range of data from the training data set, right? And as we will take up to 12 months of historical data, and I am removing close to 6 weeks here, there's no problem for that, because then Optimize will get six weeks more historical data, okay, from the first period. And then that's the last important part. If you don't configure any date here and says calculates anomalies from, that means that the first calculation, the first anomaly detection will be done tomorrow morning. But as we are now making the demo, we will tell the product, hey, look, start looking for anomalies from the 1st of November, right? So in a few minutes time, we will have anomalies already available, and I can show you how it works. So that's all, very simple, very quick form. It's just 2-3 clicks, no more than that. You can apply to selected models. And then all the science goes behind. It says updated configuration for 10 devices. The models are being trained and anomalies will appear in a few minutes, right? It takes around 40 to 50 seconds per each of the model to get trained and to start detecting anomalies, right? As we won't make you wait 10 minutes to make it happen, we will go now to the presentation again. So I would like to show you what's going on behind, right? We have now requested to make the training. So let's have a look at what's going behind the scenes. Basically, this is a very simple schema. We have the historical consumption from your metering system, and we will add in the cocktail the local weather and holidays. This is something that counts on us, right? So we'll automatically gather that information from our systems. You don't have to worry about if I have local weather or not, or if I have introduced the holidays or not. We take care of that. So all that data goes into the artificial intelligence engine, okay? And the model starts to get trained, and starts to understand how the building has been behaving during the historical, okay? And then we end up with a model, and that model, it's the one that it's being evaluated every day to detect the anomalies, comparing the real consumption versus the expected consumption. Basically, we are doing that. So I've asked to some of my data science if they could send me a few charts of the process when we were trying things, when we were starting to build Optimize. And that's the example behind. This is a very ugly chart, so sorry for that, but it's very easy to understand, right? So we have the real consumption in green. This is the real consumption for 1 week pattern. And we are creating the baseline, what we understand by the baseline, but this is not a formula. This is an AI model that understands how my building is consuming and can predict, or let's say, yeah, that put a range on how your building should be consuming each hour of every day, right? And when we see the differences, then we tag them or trigger an anomaly. It can be a negative anomaly, such as that case, well, and above your baseline, or a positive anomaly, right? That you're consuming below your baseline. The magic of all of that is that you don't have to do it manually. We do it automatically, right? So we can do it 1 time, 6 times, or thousands of times, right? So from now on, if you use Dexma Optimize, you simply are disrupting your processes. So you are automating, you are scaling, you are moving forward that problem from, hey, I don't have time at all in my day-to-day to analyze my data. This is something of the past. Now it's a new era. Now it's the energy intelligence, right? And this is what Dexma Optimize brings to the market, to disrupt it and to help you and your organizations to be more energy efficient. If we go one step forward, let's put a real example. Okay, I've took one of the buildings that we have into our database. That one is located in Buckinghamshire. It's a location, very nice location in the United Kingdom. It has that postcode. And from here, actually, what we are using is the historical data. So here, as a representation, I took like 2.5 years of historical data. I can make a zoom here, right? So this is the historical consumption in green, and then we have the temperature in blue. This is what we get. And then, of course, we have the list of local holidays. We are representing here only 2018 as an example, but actually our database goes to an external system, and based on your postcode, it retrieves the specific local holidays for Buckinghamshire, because that could be different maybe from London or from Oxford, right? It's different country, it's different town, so they could have different local holidays. But it's important because local holidays correlate a lot on energy consumption. So once we have this is what happens, right? We start with the initial baseline built with 3 to 12 months of historical data. Then very quick, the model starts understanding the weekly and seasonality patterns, the weekly and daily patterns, sorry. So the model very quick gets adjusted, but it's not until we apply the weather and holidays adjustments that really the model adjusts really well, and we can start detecting anomalies. We could start detecting anomalies here, yeah, of course, but that won't be that much accurate. So you will have a lot of false positives, false negatives, and the product won't be useful at all. So to see as an example, we can move one step forward. This is what happens when we train the model only using historical consumption, okay? So that's what happens. We have, this is a beautiful week because that's the Christmas holidays week in 2019 for that building. You see the pattern, right? This is Christmas Day. This is 26th of December, so Boxing Day. And this is the 1st of January, okay? As you see, if we just use the historical consumption for last 12 months, the model already gives me a good pattern. Okay, the pattern is represented with the light blue, expected consumption. But look at those points here. Look at those points here. This is not really accurate pattern, right? So the model is giving me too much variability. So I'm not getting value from that pattern, right? What if we add the weather? And I would do that change like a couple of times so you can see the difference between that representation and that one, right? So if I move back again, okay, this is without weather, this is with weather, without weather, with weather, okay? So the difference is that now we have the weather in place, so the system understands that, hey, when it's cooler outside, my consumption stays in that zone, not in that big zone, in that specific zone. So the model gets adjusted, right? And the expected consumption is thinner, so we can be much more accurate on that. However, we don't still have the holidays. So the model doesn't really understand why in this, I think it's Wednesday, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, and then Wednesday again, we are not consuming as expected. This is obvious. You don't have the holidays there introduced as part of the training data set. So if we add the holidays, right, this is with holidays, this is without holidays, with holidays, right? So if we add the holidays, hey, this is magic. The model gets adjusted again, and now this is not an anomaly anymore. You see the difference, right? So it's very important to get the historical consumption, the weather consumption, and the holidays consumption. So finally, the brain, the model, gets trained properly, and anomalies are detected with higher accuracy. And that's what we want. We want a system that automatically calculates anomalies, analyzes my data, but being accurate. Otherwise, it won't be useful at all. Okay. So, Sophia, what do you think? Do we go back to the platform to see if we have already calculated some anomalies?
Yes, for sure. Let's check those anomalies.
Good.
They are
So
ready.
we were here, right? If we go again to Dexma Optimize, now the system should probably have created a few. Yeah, here they are. Good, beautiful. Actually, I have many of them. All of them are above 40 euros as I configure. Beautiful. Let's start analyzing the first week. Okay, so I requested to calculate the anomalies from the first week of November. So that's what I'm filtering here. It says that, well, actually today I have detected already 5 new anomalies. Last anomaly was detected yesterday, and I am optimizing. So I have enabled 91% of the data points that I have into that account, and 100% of the AI models were evaluated this morning, right? So the system, it's going perfectly, beautiful. So now let's focus on these anomalies from that week. I would sort by energy impact. As you see, we have the top ones are the ones that they are above the baseline, so overconsumption, and the lowest ones are the ones that are below the baseline. Okay, so we can start by this one. This is 105 years anomaly. Let's see what was going on here. You just simply need to click on that, and it will open a detailed panel. Okay, here you have an anomaly with an ID, specific ID, so you can share it, and it says that it has a high impact. This is a tag that appears automatically. You will see in our roadmap that we are planning to allow you to create your own tags, right? So you can start tagging your own anomalies. This is a 1,206 kilowatt hours anomaly. It was an overconsumption in office building number 2, and that's the device, that's the gateway, and this is the detail, right? And this is beautiful because actually the system has learned that, yeah, every day I have an opening peak, right? This is very typical from many of our buildings, right? It opens maybe to start warming up the building or something. But then here in that week, something different happened, right? It was Tuesday, and Tuesdays, it's not always common to have this huge amount of consumption here. So probably maybe let's say the HVAC system started before that it was scheduled, or even the set points were not configured properly according to the external temperature, because remember that we are adjusting these models, this blue line, this blue surface with the weather conditions, right? So that could be an anomaly. That's something that I can move it forward. So you can click on, okay, this is something interesting. I will put it in ongoing, okay, and I can close that. And then you can keep analyzing all the different anomalies. For instance, let's pick one of those from the office building number 1. Okay, I see that this is another anomaly. Probably some of the systems didn't start, didn't switch on when they should. Or maybe this is not an anomaly because it was a specific day where we were doing a specific event into my building. So I can tell the system, hey, look, Optimize, this is not an anomaly. When I do that, the intention is that in the coming weeks, we will get that feedback from you, and the model will get retrained using this as an input. So actually, you are training your models. You are training your own artificial intelligence bots. Okay. So I think that's it, right, Sophia?
Well, yeah, from the demo, it is it. Just upcoming roadmap, it's missing.
Sure. So actually, we have released it, the first version of Optimize, but we have many other things coming into our roadmap, many other things that would help you to disrupt how you work today, to facilitate your day-to-day job. For instance, we are planning to allow you to assign a responsible person to a specific anomaly. So if you have a team of people, you could select, hey, that goes to Daniel, that goes to Sophia. Then, of course, adding comments, such as you see here into that screenshot. Then filtering and tagging, as I was saying you, so adding your own types of anomalies, so you can filter them, you can search for them, you can aggregate the amount of cost impact that has related to specific tag. We want to add multiple data parameters, not just electricity, but gas and thermal energy. We believe that those 3 data sources are really important. So we want to do it. And then, of course, what happens when you don't have data in real time? Right now, the anomalies are being evaluated or detected every Monday morning, taking into consideration the last 24 hours from the last day. If you are monitoring at the day+1 system, you have to recalculate them manually right now. So we are adding recalculation policies. So that's going to be solved. Even if a specific day you don't get data from your gateway because it has a loss of connectivity or similar problems that we all know that hardware have, we will put there some steps that even if that happens, you would have anomalies as soon as you get the data on the platform. And then, of course, showing you the status of the training of the model and the model execution status as well. So when the model was trained for last time, if everything went okay, or there is a problem there, maybe we are not capable to get the local holiday, so we wanna explain it to you through the interface. And of course, as always, Sophia, myself, Alicia, all people at the operations system, team, sorry, we are eager to learn which problems do you have, right? And try to find how to solve it, right? So if you believe that there is something here that you miss in your day-to-day, please tell us. That's simple. So now it's Q&A time, right, Sophia?
Right.
We still have some time available, right? So I will now open the Q&A. Whoa, I see here a lot of questions. So let's open them. Let's see if I can do it here. Beautiful. So we will answer as much as we can today. Otherwise, you have my commitment that me or Sophia will send all the answers to you by email. So in case that we don't have time. So the first one says, how can a local energy management company in Nigeria work with your technology? I think because I cannot add here with the technology for the local market. I'm not the sales guy here, but I believe that if you contact to sales@dexma.com, we can get in touch with you and see which are the opportunities in Nigeria. Okay, Vittorio? Good. So next one would be, does this solution help optimize industrial facilities? That depends on the historical data that you have and how, let's say, and the variability of your industrial consumption. We have industries that they are working like a clock, and there is no problem at all to run Optimize onto those kind of industries. In case that you have an industry that really depends a lot on production, on other variables, right now we are not capable to add them as a part of the model, but we will be, right? So once they are, then the production will be part of the model. So the model will learn on how it works, and yeah, we can optimize those consumptions as well. The next one says, I understand that this is I understand that the exclude period for training model can be applied anytime, and the model will change in order to not consider the data in that period, correct? And that period could be added to the model again in the future. Yeah, exactly. So you can, yeah, exactly. So you can exclude your training. So you can exclude a specific period of time for your training, and then you can actually, you can go back. So if we go back to the platform again, because that's something that if I show it, it's much better.
You can reconfigure it, right? You can change the exclusion period.
For instance, office building number 1, let me enable the model. And here you can reconfigure again, which is the excluded period, or retrain again, right? So you can change again everything, the set points, so the sensitivity, and so on and so on. Okay. Now, if we go to the next one, would you please tell us the magnitude of the real benefits for the end customer? Is it savings? How much your clients are saving? Thanks. That depends a lot on how bad are they consuming today, and which is the amount of the anomalies detected, right? You can find, for instance, for a supermarket, you can find extra anomalies compared with analyze or with detect of 5 to 10%. That's something that I won't be really surprised about detecting. The good thing is that it really saves a lot of time when analyzing the data, right? So if you put into your business case the time that you have to invest by analyzing the data and the price of Dexma Optimize or any other software suite, it's worth it. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So you save a lot of time analyzing the data, and then you just simply need to focus on how you fix those problems. Okay. Next one comes from Gerben. He said, will Optimize also allow one to view anomalies that occur at multiple locations at the same time in finding a common driver across locations? That's a really good one, right? We have all the data team starting to think on patterns of anomalies, right? Hey, if every Monday I get the same anomaly, I have other similar buildings that are getting the same anomaly, probably it's gonna be due to the same problem, right? So why you don't cluster that anomalies? Why you don't aggregate those anomalies? This is something that we are really excited to build, but so far we have to go step by step, right? So we have just launched the product. We want you guys to try it, to force it, to put it to the border, to get your feedback, and then build a very robust engine that you can train and you can get the most of it, right? But yeah, the ultimate, the future, it's very, very, very exciting. Then we have another one. It appears that the system learns against past performance of the building. Does it highlight anomalies versus typical or best practices? For example, if you have a lot of night consumption historically, as long as you match historical performance, an anomaly would not be detected. However, is it likely that they are built? It is likely that they building should not have. Okay, so I think that I'm getting your point. Comparing buildings against themselves and then getting best practices, right? This is a technology that we are applying already in Detect, right? So Dexma Detect actually benchmarks buildings between our database, right? So we have this knowledge. The fact is, when we could bring that part of knowledge to Optimize, we don't know it, right? So we have a long roadmap, and we should really understand if that really adds value. Because when you start comparing buildings against themselves at hourly pattern, then a lot of things could go wrong there. So you have to do it very, very right, and it requires a lot of development, a lot of research. But Jules, if you are interested on talk with me, I would be really, really happy to learn more about the problem and try to make a beautiful approach for that. Okay. Then there is the last one from Freddie. He's saying, is it worthy for residential applications? From your experience, how much a home can save? So this technology. We are not experts at the household market, being honest. So Dexma has always been focused on organizations, so companies. I don't know. We've never tried in households. If you have a case study, then contact me, and we will see what we do. But our intention today is to keep moving that product for organizations, which is in our mission, right? Okay, so there are no more questions. At any point, guys, contact us. You have you can find us through LinkedIn, through that email, sales@dexma.com. So if you have any idea, any project, anywhere that you have data and you want to try Optimize, just contact us. And for the ones that you have already an Analyze account, a Dexma Analyze account, you can go right now to your account, enable Dexma Optimize, and start playing with those 10 free data points across all your accounts. Okay, so I think that we are done, right, Sophia?
Yeah, right. It was a pleasure being here, and I hope you enjoyed the lot.
Exactly. Thanks so much for joining us today, and follow to our social networks to be updated about any new problems that we are solving into this crazy industry. Thanks. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.